What is happening, sports fans? To my man Matt from the DFS 5-pack. I am rocking it solo. It is Friday, May 20th. We got 12, probably 11 MLB games to talk over. I'm excited to get after it with you guys. Been a couple days since I made a video because we had double slates recently. So, again, excited to hop back on here and talk over this big-time Friday night slate with you guys. Before I hop into the MLB, let me shout out our promoter real quick. ABC Islands. If you haven't checked them out, I don't know what you're waiting for. The promo code and the link will be in the description section of the video. Go check them out. It's a really cool book. We've had a bunch of people already get on there and win money, so I recommend and encourage you to do so if you haven't done that yet. Again, the link and the promo code will be in the description section. It's as easy as that. With that said, let's talk over some MLB. I like this slate a lot. Bunch of different good spots to go to. Not great pitching options, but let me share this screen and we'll dive into it. All right, we should be good to go. So as far as pitching options go, Nestor Cortez has been awesome this year. I have not really bought into him so much. I definitely thought regression was coming. I'm still not buying him completely. I'm not trying to pay 10-6 for him personally. I understand why anyone would get there, especially considering the pitching options. I don't like throwing lefties against the White Sox. I actually have some contrarian interest in the White Sox here. At least they're good hitters. Abreu, Luis Robert, Tim Anderson, those guys in particular I like a lot. On paper, though, it's hard to say Cortez isn't at least in play given how well he's pitching and just the other options on the slate. I feel similarly about Eric Lauer. Better matchup than Cortez. But I'm also not really buying this from Lauer. Came back down to earth a little bit last time out against Miami. It had been really, really good up till then after his first start of the year. Pretty good spot at home against Washington. I just can't see myself spending 10-4 on him here. It does look like both these guys are getting less love than Minaya. Minaya is another guy. Like, I get it on this slate why he's getting so much love, but I don't think it's going to be where I go. He was really good last time out against Atlanta. In Atlanta against the Braves, struck out 12 guys. Other than that, he's been more solid than spectacular. I don't love this matchup. San Fran does a lot of matching up, a lot of platoon splits they're going to have in their advantage here. So I get Minaya, but I'm not excited about him here. Tariq Skubal, my boy, a guy I've played basically all year, coming off his best start of the year. He was way too cheap on that last slate. Now he's expensive at 9,500. I like him. Not getting a ton of love. I don't think he's like an ultimate priority for me today, just because of that price tag. The Indians aren't a team I go out of my way to pick on all that often. The ownership's there, though, and as far as him compared to the top guys in tournaments, I like him just as much. After that, Julio Yurius. Hold on one second. So Julio Urias, not overly interested in Urias. He got hit around by this Phillies team last time out. Now in this same matchup, I expect a better outing from him here, but not really excited about 9,200 Urias. Christian Javier, no, not for me. Texas isn't a bad matchup, but they're not like the best matchup in the world either. Simeon starting to come around a little bit. Obviously, you got him and Corey Seager in the middle of that lineup. Other guys have been hitting well. Javier's is not really a guy I really want to get to on this slate. Paul Blackburn, he's been solid this year, but he's too expensive and tough matchup for him against the Angels. Hyun-Jin Ryu, good matchup against the Reds, but he has not been good so far this year. Hard to really have faith in him. Ryan Yarborough, no idea how much he's going to pitch. He got up to 80 last time out. Pretty good spot against the Orioles in Baltimore. But I don't really want to spend $8K on him with no guaranteed role here. Robbie Ray, coming off two good starts, was really good against Philly at home and then pitched well against the Mets, struck out 10 and 9 guys respectively. So he's definitely got strikeout upside at 8K. Tough matchup in Boston against the Red Sox. We saw what Trevor Story did last night. Talk about a slate ruiner. Devers, JD Martinez, Bogarts, potent middle of that lineup. So I think that the ceiling is high on Ray at 8K, but there's also a low floor, just given his propensity to give up hard contact. Next up, we got Chase Silseth. This is a guy I like a lot. Has pitched really well in the minors. Earlier this year, came up and was really good in that start in Oakland against the A's. Now at home against the same Oakland lineup. Yeah, he's wildly in play for me. Am I going to be shocked if he gets hit around a little bit? No, but Oakland's not good. His stuff looked really good. I like him quite a bit here at that price point. High on my short list. Jacob Junis, no thanks. Definitely more solid than spectacular. I think you could do worse at 7,700, but again, not excited about it. Carrasco, that game's not going to play. It's snowing in Colorado. Michael Wacha was having a good year before he got hurt. We know Seattle's lineup is pretty boomer busty. I'm not a huge Wacha guy. I won't spend 7,400 on him here, but given the slate of options, it's not crazy. Luis Castillo, I'm a huge Castillo fan. I can't see going to him today at 7,300 though in Toronto. You want to talk about GBP options? Sure. But I also think the Toronto side matched up against him is in play as well. Ranger Suarez, 2 pretty good starts last time out in Seattle again, and then in LA against the same Dodgers team. Now at home against the Dodgers. I hate the matchup, but the Dodgers are worse against lefties, and he's cheap, where I think you can start considering him here, knowing that the downside's real. Martin Perez, actually having a really good year. Check the game log. I mean, dude is balling. It's not even like the easiest matchups either. Has already faced this Houston team, cut that, 20 plus DK points in a loss. So, yeah, I don't want to go to Perez here. I'm not buying it, but it also makes me a little bit hesitant on Houston. That said, Houston always in play. I don't think you're crazy to like them here. We know who Perez is. He's been around for a long time. Daniel Lynch. No, Minnesota's getting love. Maybe I stay away from them in tournaments, but I'm not interested in Lynch. Eric Fetty, no. Marquez game's not going to play. Keuchel, definitely not. Tyler Wells, no. Especially when we got Aaron Savali right here. So he's picking up ownership, albeit deservedly, though. Like, he's better than a $5,800 pitcher. Wasn't great last time out, but he's got strikeout upside. Big match, really nice matchup, I should say, for him here at home against Detroit. Way too cheap. I don't mind eating some chalk at SP here, especially if I'm getting different with bats, like using some White Sox against Cortez. Jalen Beeks, no. And then Smeltzer, I mean, he doesn't strike anyone out, but he's 5K, 5,100. If you want to just completely load up on bats, you could do worse. That said, he's not where I go. If I'm making one lineup right now, I'm going Savali and Silseth, excuse me. I'm working with a lot of money for bats. All right, speaking of bats, so as far as the catcher position goes, does look like Seattle is getting quite a bit of love here. I don't really get that against Wacha. They're affordable. Luis Torrens projected to be the highest owned catcher as of right now in cash games at 2,300. It makes sense. I don't know how much you need the salary though. So I think the Dodgers are expensive, but a good look here against Suarez. Real Muto stands out at that 4K price point. Urius isn't a guy I want to pick on, stack against, but I don't mind pieces, and he's too cheap. In tournaments, Grandal's a guy that fits that stack I like. And then Gary Sanchez. He's having a really good year. Hot right now. I shouldn't say he's having a really good year, but he's hot right now. Double digits in 3 in a row, 4 or 5. Facing a lefty here, certainly in play. And then again, Torrens is a cheap guy. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on lineups if there's anything else that stands out. All right, first base. Again, Ty France coming in as the highest owned first baseman here. I mean, I get it. Like, Seattle's in a decent spot against Wacha, but I don't really get it, to be honest. There's a ton of other first basemen I'd rather play. Personally, in tournaments, knowing that ownership. Other guys getting love. Spencer Torkelson at 2,300. I get that. Detroit's probably going to be a little bit higher owned than they should be, but Savali's getting love, so they're cheap. I don't mind that at all. But from a tournament perspective, the Yankees are in a good spot here. So Rizzo won't get a ton of love lefty on lefty. Don't mind him at all. Same with Freddie Freeman in the Dodger stack. And then it's risky for sure, but Jose Abreu, 4,400. Notorious lefty masher, has looked good at the plate recently. Walked twice yesterday, 5 walks over his last 4 games. He's coming, and I think regression's coming for Cortez. So I like Abreu here in tournaments. All right, second base. Does look like Altuve is getting the highest projected ownership. It makes sense. Hot right now, really good numbers against Martin Perez. Going to have money to spend. He looks like the optimal second baseman here. I don't think there's a question about that. Trevor Story also looks good. Even besides that 64 spot he put up yesterday, had been seeing the ball well. Check out the walk streak. Has walked in 6 straight games. Has cut the strikeouts down a bunch. There's a guy with big power speed upside against a lefty in Fenway. So he's wildly in play for me. Gleyber Torres against Keuchel looks good here. I mentioned Marcus Simeon. Doubled and stole third yesterday. He's quietly picking it up. I don't mind taking a shot on him. Robinson Cano looks like a cheap filler option you can go to. And then another guy I like here is Keston Hiura. I don't think he gets any love. I imagine he makes the lineup today. I hope he does, at least with Willy Adames out. Not sure exactly what they're going to do, but I like Hiura here. He's hot right now. He crushes righties. He had been raking in the minors before getting called up. Hit a walk-off last game. Give me all the Hiura at 2,400, assuming he makes the lineup. All right, third base. So as of right now, it looks like Jose Ramirez is projected to be the highest owned third baseman. I don't think he's going to be in the lineup tonight, so I'm not buying that. Devers, I like in tournaments. Good numbers off Robbie Ray. Red hot right now. Struck out 3 times yesterday, but singled late. Big upside, hitting 335 this year with a bunch of bombs. Alex Bregman against a lefty looks good. Justin Turner against a lefty. Home runs in back-to-back games. We know he's got power against left-handed pitching. Affordable for sure. Donaldson and LeMahieu in that Yankee stack. Suarez is actually seeing the ball well right now. So he's one piece of Seattle I don't mind. He's got a nice hitting streak going. I don't love third base today. It seems like a spend-up position. Moncada in the White Sox stack. I much prefer him against righties. Don't even know if he'll make the lineup, but he's cheap. Yeah, I like Devers in tournaments. All right, the Keystone shortstop. All right, as of right now, it looks like Javier Baez is going to be the highest owned shortstop. Oh, he's right there, 4,500. Not having a great year. Personally, I have no interest in him in tournaments there. Guys I do like in tournaments, Bogarts, Tim Anderson. Trey Turner's always in play, but Tim Anderson's a guy that stands out. 37 DK points over the last 2 games, 5 for 8. Yeah, leading off against a lefty in Yankee Stadium. I'm all about it. Mentioned Bogarts, 4,900. He's having a good year. Correa in that twin stack. Shortstop is deep today for sure. JP Crawford getting some love. I presume he'll be back in the lineup. Shortstop looks like a nice position today, so we'll have to wait and see on lineups to confirm who we really like. But as of right now, it looks like a nice position, at least up top. All right, outfield. So ownership's a little bit off right now because the Mets-Rockies game is still being calculated in there. But outfield's another position that's loaded today. So the Yankees are in a great spot. Judge and Stanton. Stanton's got Great numbers off Keuchel. Loved him against lefties. Monster game yesterday. Buxton getting a bunch of love against a lefty. Leading off here. Big power speed upside. A ton to like about him. Could say the same about Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Juan Soto, even lefty on lefty. Same with Yordan Alvarez, Christian Yelich. I don't mind some Brewers here. I'm not a huge Fetty guy, and I don't think they're going to get a lot of love. Moving down a tier, JD Martinez at 4,600. Always like him against lefties. Double digits in 3 out of 4, seeing the ball well. Luis Robert against a lefty here. Talked about the White Sox. Yeah, coming off a monster game yesterday. No issue going right back to him here. They just saw Cortez, so hopefully that helps them. Castellanos against a lefty. Lefty's good in Urius, but he's too cheap at 38. I mean, there's good plays all over the board here. You really just got to pick your spots and go with it. Franmil Reyes against a lefty. I know Skubal's been good, but you want to talk about power upside here. He's got it. J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. I mean, check the game log. 11 plus in 3 of 5, 20 plus in 2 of those games. He's surely got upside here, no doubt about it. Santander, monster game yesterday. I mean, there's a ton of good outfield plays. You're not going to be able to play everyone you want, so just know that going in. The White Sox guys, Adam Engel and A.J. Pollock, wildly in play for me. So, yeah, again, a ton of good plays on this slate. And that's what happens when you've got, 11 games and not the greatest pitching options. So that's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be around if you have questions. If you want more content, more videos, more write-ups, any of that stuff, go check out the DFS 5-pack. We'd love to have you. I'll get back into making normal public and members-only videos next week. It's been really busy around here with the baby, so forgive me for that. This is just a free members-only video for the public. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And like I said, I'll be around if you have any questions. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it as always.